yesterday you did a webinar
Yeah.
on everyone's favorite topic,
It was
right?
kind of a big deal. I don't know if you guys were
This
there
is
or
a
not.
big deal.
And I don't know if we have a stinger for this. So if there is a stinger for it, I will give you a second now to show it.
Let's have Kelly make one up. Go. Intune.
Dude, amazing.
I like that one better.
Yeah,
That's my new favorite one.
Yeah, on the spot. Love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a webinar yesterday, and huge shout out to all the people that make those things happen, because there's a lot of work that goes into them. Greg doing a lot of stuff on the back end. Greg Wood here at PDQ, amazing guy. But we had a ton of people come out for it. We had probably like 200 something people there.
Wow.
Yeah. So huge turnout. So thank you for, and we probably had some PD cuties in there. We probably had some people who were not, currently PD cuties in there. And Intune's it's kind of a big deal.
Yes. If you are a Microsoft admin, if you're a Windows admin and you're not at least familiar with Intune, you got to catch up.
Yeah, because I almost alluded to it while we were talking about Mac OS support inside of PDQ Connect. Is like, oh yeah, well, Windows people aren't used to managing things with an MDM, but now they kind of are, because so many people are adopting Intune, which, again, there's not really a reason not to at this point. Microsoft is pushing you towards it, and a lot of people, when Intune came out, it was kind of like people were thinking, okay, is this my GPO replacement? Is this my SCCM replacement? And kind of yes, but also no. It was just kind of its own new thing. Right?
Yeah. Like a lot of like false equivalencies that I've heard a lot of times, and it's a really kind of gross oversimplification, is it's cloud group policy.
Yeah.
Yes, but no.
Yeah.
Yes, but no.
Yeah. What was interesting is I looked it up the other day just to see how the internet described Intune. And it's funny, if you go and look up like what is Intune, the description of it would be exactly how I would describe like PDQ Connect. It was like cloud-based device management from Microsoft. And I'm like, it's a very similar description, but they couldn't be more different. Like the way they function, the way they act and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's an MDM. That's what it is. I mean, it supports multiple operating systems, supports Windows, Linux, supports Mac, iOS, I think Android.
It does.
So it supports all of those, but again, it does it more via policy and kind of that baseline like organization and structure versus that reactive like.
I think it's where a lot of like frustration with Intune comes in, is the management style. Windows admins historically have been a fan of imperative device management.
Yeah.
I do an action, it does a thing, I see the thing, I move on, check my box, and go. Intune and a lot of other MDM software is declarative. I want everything to be like this, and you just state it, and then devices remediate or should remediate to that declaration.
Yeah, should be in the keyword there.
Doesn't always happen, and that's where you see a lot of frustration and a lot of hate for Intune, is because people will go set the policy, and they're like, but nothing changed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, nothing changed, and it's hard to track down, but like it's a giant mindset switch.
Yeah.
Of like these are slower moving tools. They're not the instant feedback, but they're good for mass kind of sweeping policy change, right?
Yeah.
Which
again, like during the webinar, this wasn't like a, hey, Intune is terrible, use PDQ. That wasn't it at all. In fact, like we went over, like Intune is great. Like if you're not using it, you probably have access to it through your licensing, because most people do. And two, you should be using it. One,
you get to do all kinds of cool things now.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much in there. And again, being able to support basically all of the operating systems from one, console is amazing. But yeah, and then like registering your devices, autopilot. I mean, there's so many good things that you can utilize there. It integrates heavily with your 365. So if you're Microsoft Shop already, it's like you're leaving features out there that you're not taking advantage of that you should be.
Yeah.
So again, so Intune is great. You should be using it, but there are the shortcomings, and that is kind of like what you were saying, is like if you want or expect things to happen when you do a thing, Intune is not going to give you those results. And I'm on Reddit a lot. And the Intune Reddit itself, ton of great content on there, but you get people that are just like, hey, like, this device has been like, I've been trying to get it to check in for like 3 days now, and it won't apply these things or won't do these things. And so the common phrase there is the S in Intune stands for speed, because there is no S in Intune, but yeah, so that's where it's like, that's where you come up to some of these restrictions. And that's kind of like, again, that's how we use it here at PDQ. We use Intune. We kind of use it for that baseline. These are our policies. Things like BitLocker, Defender, your 365 management, getting the Connect agent out there on your devices.
Yeah.
It's like, we do all of that with Intune.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason not to.
We're to the point internally, we're trying to turn off our last domain controller by the end of the year.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah. The only DCs that we'll be running anymore are 100% lab.
Dang.
So we're head first.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then for everything else, like I said, once you get that baseline of Intune set up and you push out something like PDQ Connect agent, and you have that instantaneous, that gratifying, instant feedback. If you go look at the deployments window and you see 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds for deployments.
It's not even a deployments window. It's something like this, right? It's something like I can run, have a shell on this device, and it's there you go, your system on this device.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of the stuff you're missing from the Intune side, which again isn't bad. It's just a different product.
Yep.
It works a different way, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be using it. You should be using it for what it's great at, and then you should be supplementing it for the stuff that it's not great at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reporting, that's the near real-time information, that's the instant actions and the deployments and the patching and the visibility. That's where something like PDQ Connect kind of picks up the pieces.
Yep, 100%.
So anyways, it was a great webinar. Thank you for anybody that was there that joined us, because there was tons of great questions that came in afterwards. Thanks for, we had Glenn on, we had Jake on, we had Andrew on. So ton of PDQTs helping, making sure that was an awesome event.
Yeah, Jake is our internal Intune whisperer.
Yeah. Yeah, I basically assumed that Josh didn't want to deal with Intune, so he hired Jake.
Yeah, we can frame it that way. Yeah, we can frame it that way.
Marcel's got a question for you there in chat.
Oh, if you turn off the DC, how you handle an Azure or Intra outage? That's actually
Send everybody home for the day.
Good question. So you're still able to log into devices. It's the same thing as you have an outage with a DC on-prem. You still have cache creds. You can still do that. Now for things like file shares or maybe SharePoint takes a dump. That's a little different.
Yeah.
That's hard. Maybe something like Exchange Online goes down. Also hard. But I guess in my viewpoint, that's the same as just running your own infrastructure. You still have the same stuff. Thankfully, I just also don't have all of the infrastructure to run all that stuff too.
Yeah.
I got other infrastructure to worry about.
Thanks for watching this segment from PDQ Live. If you like this, you'll love the full show. Check it out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain. Oh, and like and subscribe, please.